Yamcha can beat your favorite anime character easy. He can whip out his massive schlong and dip his balls on your favorite character's face, completely destroying them. I'm sure all of you have seen these types of memes on Twitter before. You have a set budget and every character is in like a tier worth X amount of money. But somehow people always place Yamcha at the cheapest tier. Why is this annoying me so much, you ask? It's because of the fact that Yamcha literally solos every single guy above him, with Goku being the sole exception most of the time. People don't really realize this most of the time, but Yamcha is at the Saiyan saga, you know, he was capable of destroying a moon at the very least. The guy was borderline full on planetary level. People clown on Yamcha a lot because of the way he died against the Cybermen, but once again people do realize that these Cybermen were just as strong as Raditz was, and Raditz kicked the shit out of Goku and Piccolo, and the only reason the Cybermen won against Yamcha was because he 1. Caught him off guard, and 2. He used a kamikaze attack. And like Piccolo stated, there was no way to defend. The fact of the matter is that the only guy who might have survived that kamikaze attack at that time would have been Piccolo. Tien, Chaozu, Koan and Krillin would all have died just as easily to the kamikaze attack by the Cybermen as Yamcha did. And that's just talking about Saiyan Saga Yamcha. Android/Cell Saga Yamcha would kick the shit out of guys like Naruto and Luffy without even having to take out his balls at all. The amount of disrespect and just general slander Yamcha gets is absolutely retarded and makes zero sense. And if you still don't believe me, in the Moro saga of the Dragon Ball Super manga, no spoiler alert, Yamcha had been training with Gohan and Piccolo post-superhero to reawaken his fighting instincts. He proceeds to kick the shit out of dozens of escaped galactic prisoners, and if you truly believe that Yamcha could not just fart on your favorite anime universe and just clear the entire game, I don't know what to say except you're just plain wrong. Another thing people often clown on is his personality. He is often called a coward or a wuss, but that's really stupid too in my opinion. People tend to forget that the entire reason Yamcha went first against the Cybermen was because he knew Krillin had died once already and could not be revived by the Dragon Balls. He knew he could be revived himself and determined that he should really be the one putting himself at risk instead of his friend. Real cowardly behavior, am I right? He then proceeds to fight against a horrific looking alien monstrosity that could kill him if he is not careful. Instead of running away and hiding, he fights with all he has. And you know, going back in time to his fights in Dragon Ball, the OG Dragon Ball, he manages to catch literal God off guard with a Spirit Ball. God then deems him to be a threat and eliminates him pretty fast. Sure, he was destined to lose this fight, but he still surprised Kami and makes him, you know, take him seriously. Later on, he is able to fight Tien and actually keep up. Even after Tien breaks his leg, Yamcha chooses to forgive him instead of holding onto a grudge. That's not exactly cowardly if you ask me. Being able to forgive someone like that shows that you're actually quite mature. The problem is that due to losses like these, he just lost a lot of his self-confidence, and to be fair, anyone would lose their self-confidence after losing a lot of fights. But we can't forget that he lost to people like Tien and the Cyberman who was as strong as Raditz. Losing to these guys while still being able to put up a good fight is not disgraceful at all. In fact, it's something to be hella proud of. Like Yamcha states in the Moro arc itself, he is one of the strongest Earthlings around. Literally only Tien and Krillin outclass him among his fellow peers. Technically you could count Oob of course, but I don't really classify him as a normal Earthling with the whole, you know, he's a reincarnation of Majin Buu thing. And let's also not forget the time when Yamcha and Tien, both completely outclassed and beaten, still tried their hardest to defend their lifelong friend Goku from the Cell Junior's attack. The Earthlings in Dragon Ball don't get any love in general, but Yamcha just gets shit on for no reason whatsoever. And I just find that to be incredibly sad, to be honest. Yamcha is just one of those characters that is kind of like destined to be memed upon because of the way he was written. But if you look, you know, if you try to look past that, he really is one of the best characters in the show, at least in my opinion. For anyone that watches Dragon Ball Heroes like me, you surely remember episode 44, where Super Saiyan 3 Dark Energy Enhanced Bardock fights against Xeno, Ultra Instinct Saiyan Goku. Yeah, that's actually something that happened. Dragon Ball Heroes is weird. But do you know what I liked most about that episode? The single fact that Yamcha attacked Hit to prevent him from killing a girl. Yamcha attacked someone literally thousands of times stronger than him to prevent him from killing someone he didn't even necessarily care about. He just thought it's wrong to kill that girl. So he attacked somebody that could literally kill him with a finger. That is just absolute king behavior right there. And to top it all off, he actually gets the girl he saved to like him. You know, it's still the other sad thing that the only W's Yamcha seems to catch is in like non-canon Saiyan content, but you know, I'll fucking take it. But seeing Yamcha catch this insanely rare W just made my entire month after seeing that episode. The funny thing is that for as much shit he gets on the show, you know, he is made to be super strong in Dragon Ball games. Dokkan has a Dokkan Fetch Yamcha who is super good and my favorite unit, and you know, I recently beat the hardest stage in the game, at least in Global Dokkan, the fight against Sin Shenron, and I used Yamcha's team with Yamcha as my leader to actually beat it. I'll probably include a screenshot here in the video so you can, you know, look at it, whatever. And another game, you know, for Dragon Ball Fighters, he's an incredible Anki unit who has seen a lot of meta play, and there is even that one guy who managed to use him to just, you know, beat somebody the hell up. I'll see if I can find that video because it's really satisfying to watch, to see Yamcha like beat guys like Goku Black, Hit and whatever in these games. It's really, really hilarious to me. But Yamcha is my favorite Dragon Ball character of all time, and I would just love to see, you know, other people see that he is not just that one guy who died facing a Cyberman. He is an incredible character who is the most grounded and human written character in the entire show. Sure, if you ask me, like in OG Dragon Ball in the beginning, I didn't really like Yamcha at all. He was written to be, you know, a pretty basic, like, oh, he's scared of girls, blah, blah, blah. He's a tough bandit, but he has this glaring, obvious, like, flaw in his character. But as we move through the World Tournaments and move into Z, I just wish we could see more of that confident, you know, practicing martial artist Yamcha that we saw in the Saiyan saga, where he's not afraid to step up to danger. He's actually ready to fight for the Earth and his friends. And I'm really happy that we got to see some more of that in the Moro saga of the Dragon Ball manga. Seeing Yamcha specifically, but not just him. Seeing Chaozu, Krillin, Tien, like I said, Yamcha. Seeing these guys, you know, join the Galactic Patrol and fight against the escaped prisoners was something that I just really, really adored to see. I know that, you know, everybody oftentimes likes the Saiyans, the Namekians, the Frieza race, like the fusions and stuff. I like those too, don't get me wrong. I love that shit. Give me more like Gogeta versus Broly fights. I won't be complaining about that one. But I also want to see guys like the human cast get some chances to shine, because let's be honest, after the Cell saga basically, what did the humans even do? They didn't get any like major moments. I guess the only sort of redeemable major moment we had was when Tien, you know, fired his tri-beam against Bootangs to distract him from killing Gohan. But other than that, the humans have done jack shit, and I just hope that we get to see more human action in the future. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more similar content to this in the future, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon to never miss another video ever again. And I will end this video with a quote Android 18 made to Yamcha in Fighter Z, which I believe rings very true to the context of this video.
You sure you're okay with this, Yamcha? I thought you gave up fighting a really long time ago.
Well, yeah, that was my plan, but you know, with the way things are, I figure I can't back down now. Since I pretty much gave up fighting a while back, I'm not sure how much help I'll actually be.
I think you'll be surprised just how much help you'll be. Although, it sounds like you understand yourself pretty well after all.
Wow, I knew you androids were cold, but geez.
If it really bothers you, then you'll just have to get stronger.
I guess you got me there. If Marin turns out to be anything like her mother, then Krillin's in for some real trouble.
What?
Nothing! I said nothing! All right, let's do this!